Okay, air signs. This is your spirituality reading for the next while here. However long you need it. Let it be there for you. Okay. I'm going to dive into it. I got the Isis card, so we're going to go deep. Air signs. Gemini, Libra, Aquarius. Here we go. Past life, present power. I was like, I didn't have my glasses on. It's like past life, present tower. But I digress. The many spiritual faces of you. I just let my cat out and she wants back in. Like, I'm not doing that. Okay, anyway. I feel like, yeah, time is intersecting. We had this a while back. What's going on here is we have an overlapping of past life energies and present life energies. Is a culmination of fateful moments that have happened they're going not so time and again. We've had things in the past happen. They will be different this time, is the sense they're giving me. Okay, here's the card. But there's a past life influence of, no matter if it was the same or different, it is affecting us in the realm today, is what I'm getting. Okay, so that's that. Yeah, there's a duality here. Just give me a minute. The two snakes, they're making me look at that and they're going, and Caduceus is wrapped in the same way. And the Caduceus is about different meanings for different perspectives here. But for me, it can be healing energy. It can also be sexual energy. And each individual in their spiritual growth, right, to entangle, because they grow to be the greatest spiritual being, and then they attract that greatest spiritual partner, and then they intertwine in that as well. So this is all part of that, wanting that to be said. Okay, the next card we get for the air signs, the Lunar Queen, she of the Celestial Crescent. It's about emotional centers, emotional upheaval, and also having to do with things that are veiled to us at this time. Again, there is, if we're not aware, and I feel like if you're even listening to this reading, you are somewhat aware of the frequency that I could be repeating a pattern. We may not be aware that it's a past life overlap, but we may be aware of a strong desire that is beyond what we could generate in this life. And that is like an imprinting or a blueprint of something here. Something fated highly is what I get. So this is all, there are mysteries. Okay, break it down, they said. There are mysteries within the veil that we don't see. So say we are somewhat aware spiritually of our own feelings, but we're not aware that a past life and parallel life, past life and present life, are overlapping at this time to create, it's almost like a joining of the web to create, you know, the destiny here. It needs to unfold. Again, they're telling me though that the past was different than today, but that may be driving people to do different things than they may have memories of doing in the past. This is all culminating. Woo, air signs. Okay, next card. Magic and ritual, crafting sacred practice. Yeah, I feel like a lot of this will be unveiled to you at this time. It will be revealed to you through magic and ritual. I feel like watch your dream time, lunar, right? When we're sleeping at night. Watch where our mind drifts, not consciously, but unconsciously, what pops up. Do we have little daydreams that hit us and we go, where did that come from? So I know I get a lot of them, so I can attest to this. It's almost like, you know, in a dream you could be you, but you're not you. In the here and now, you may have a different hairstyle, you may have a different body, you may be a different person altogether, but you're still feeling it from first perspective, so it's like, ooh, that's weird. There may be a lot of overlap like this going on for the air signs. It's really trying to get you to your destiny is really what I'm getting here. So on the Gaia deck, to expand on these cards here, past life, present power. Again, there's an overlapping of fate that is happening at this time, unfolding at this time, that some energy is pulling from the past, some energy is here for us, and there may even be memories of this in some kind of way. Again, we may not have accepted it as a past life, but it's ruminating. All of the visuals are coming, the emotions are coming, this kind of thing, the heavy feelings. Really, how do I translate that? The sense here is you may not have anything in this lifetime to describe why you come to the conclusions that you're coming to around this scenario, whatever it may be. That is a hint that it is past life influence. Okay, this is what I'm getting. So on top of that, we get the scribe. Wow. Yeah, the scribe is the note taker. He takes things down. I think this is the advice from the universe. It's all these little things that pop up in our, we have a tendency to kind of bat them away and go, okay, that's enough of that. I don't know, I can't make sense of it, so I'll let it go. And the sense here is write it down when you can, take note of it when you can, pay attention to it when you can, because it will become very important down the road. And it is because down the road, it will explain why we did things that we don't understand, why we stood up for things that we don't quite know if we should have, or, it is written. Okay, this is a destined part of your path. And because of this, no matter what you're learning at this time, there is kind of a lack of free will in order to keep you on the right path. So there's going to be little things that happen that are kind of like, why did I say that? Why did I put up with that? Why did I, da-da-da? It's all part of the destiny, the fate that is to play out, okay? And the scribe here is just really saying, try and take note of these things. Write down your dreams. Write down these little daydreams that you get when you can. Take note of this, because it will become very important down the road. And if we, lose all of this, we may not make complete sense of it all. We may only get bits and pieces, but the more that we scribe down on paper, or, I do a lot of audio work. I put, at the end of the day, I kind of run over my day. You could do it through audio, whatever. Something, you have a record of it. They're going, we would rather you write it out, because there's a different process, chemical process that happens when you're writing and you're seeing. So anyway, that's that. Yeah. So, the scribe is all of these things that are coming to bear right now, all these different timelines, or if you're aware and that, write them down. I was here and I was doing this with this person and that with that person, and they want you to keep track of that so you can make sense of things down the road when your fate comes to call. It is coming at this point. The Lunar Queen, again, there's things that we do not see, veils that we are going to be illuminated to, but we may not understand them at this point. Again, all this past life stuff. On top of that, we get emotions and intellect. Yeah, and here on the wheel, right, there's all these emotions, is the water, and the intellect, I would say, is this part. And the water is the emotions. Oh, give me a moment. I think it'll be overwhelming emotionally. But it's good that we're not pushing our intellect right out the window, but at the same time, there's something we need to realize about all the emotions that we're carrying here. Scribe, yeah, and that's another reason why we need to note take, right? We may be taking things too lightly to a degree that we can't make sense of things, okay? And Yeah, I'm going to carry forward. Our emotion and intellect will come into play here. Now, magic and ritual, sacred practice. This has a lot to do with things that we want to manifest, meditating for things that we want in our life and whatnot. I feel like this is a power that we could tap into, are tapping into, have tapped into. So this is a continual thing. These air signs kind of have, I wouldn't say a good grasp, but they've dabbled in this, and they dabble out, and they, 3D, 4D. This is kind of what we're doing, 3D, 4D. We're kind of in and out of that wave. We accept it when we're feeling good, and we don't when we're not. Now, on top of that, we have the choice card. Give me a moment to catch up. Okay, they showed me the torch. That's about taking action, and the snake winding around it really is there. There is an embracing of action that needs to be taken, and the emotions they showed me second, which was feeling our emotional center, which is overwhelming, by the way. Again, we can write that down in a journal, at least to release it, right? Because there is a sense here the air signs are, they are letting their emotions flow, but they're not, again, not taking the time stamp, kind of like not logging in, right? Kind of like going to work but not pressing the time clock. So there's no awareness that we were there. So we're kind of we process it, but technically it's not been learnt from. This is what I'm getting emotionally here. We're tapping in, we're feeling our emotions carrying on, and not analyzing what we learned there and taking it forward. They also showed me the sword facing downward, which is no speaking. And that is the way. I feel like this is the face in private, this is the face in public. In public, we are kind of stone-faced, and we don't speak of what we know. And there's a great wealth of knowledge here in what we have learned. From our emotional center here, deeper. And all of, okay, just give me a minute. Yeah, we may be actually note-taking our spiritual journey in some kind of way. And there's a need to look at that more intently and infuse that into our now, meaning how would I express that? Like, we're not being aware. We think we are. We're fooling ourselves into thinking we are, but we're not. And the problem here lies in, okay, so we write it down, we drop the book, and we carry on. We're not taking any second mind to think about it. We're not taking any moment to analyze it, to incorporate it in our day. We're not doing this. We're just jotting it down like it's a job and moving. Okay, there it is. Somebody else can deal with that. They're like, no, we need to deal with this information. This information that we're writing down is for us and our path forward. So this is part of that. Now, and they're going, it's a choice here. Something about the choice. They're to manifest forward. Okay, we're going to keep going. I feel like this is going to illuminate more. They want me to say something about the choice of magic and ritual here, creating our path forward. The choice to not dive. I feel like the choice is here not to overanalyze things, but in that we don't analyze anything and we don't gain any headway. This is kind of what I'm getting. Okay. The scribe. Past, present, life overlapping. We get self-worth. Does this have something to do with the playing out of this destiny? I feel it does so. And they're going, it does so. Carrying on. Our emotions, our intellect. I feel like we are not balanced in this way. This is what this card is showing. And we are over emotional and trying to bring our intellect, but where's our heart? Right? you would presume the heart is with the emotions, but I feel like we're doing this as a duty to release the emotions as they're coming up. But yeah, the point is being missed, is what they said. The Lunar Queen, yeah, there's an illusion here in how we deal with, not an illusion how we deal. We're dealing with our emotions. We are feeling them out, okay? But we're not making decisions after we feel. We're not making decisions in the heart. We get back into our headspace and we go from there. This is what I'm getting. So we have to stay in our heart and our compassion all the way through instead of just jumping in and out, in and out. This is what I'm getting. On top of the emotion and intellect and that which is hidden, we have chaos. It's kind of like a tower card. So somewhere here, chaos will ensue in the emotional center here because something needs to be shown to us is the sense. On top of the choice, we get conclusions. Magic and ritual. I feel like there's a chapter that wants to close in our life here. And again, they did say that this past life, present power. Give me a minute, because they're going, if we remember our past lives, it would give us power in the present. But the sense is that some of us may be a little bit foggy, whether that's past life, whether it's just a dream, whether it's just our thoughts, where this stuff is coming from and what is the point. Again, that's why we review it and look over it and dive into our emotional center. We're going to pause on that for a minute. And then go forward, because then it kind of illuminates. There's a seeking, a going into the doorway and peeking. Oh, that's a chair and that's a table. You know, someone can sit there. Then you dive in. But if you just go in the doorway and turn your head and go and look at another doorway, we're not delving into things. We're not realizing things. This is what I'm getting. It's hard to express that. But there's a conclusion to a part of our life running the way that it did. And part of this is our fate coming to bear. Now, I feel like the conclusion is the way that we used to deal with. This is kind of overlapping with the water reading in a way. Or continuation. So some may be cuspers of air and water, which would be Aquarius, Pisces, or that's Sagittarius, Scorpio. Scorpio, Libra. Is it Libra, Scorpio? Yeah. Give me a moment. There are some self-worth issues that we have to deal with in the present that come from our past. We are, again, highly driven in ways that we kind of don't understand why we got such a pull here. Like, it's kind of out of character. Like, wow, how do I get the strength? How do I get this? It is because it is a repeating cycle. Now, there's a conclusion coming here. And there's chaos in the midst of things that we don't understand. So let's keep going here. Chakra cards. Self-esteem, what do we get? Six of Swords. That's about leaving a situation in order to seek refuge from something. Describe, right? Write things down so we know, and we can review them. I do this a lot too, is because I record on audio and I got to start dedicating time to write. But because there are different centers of the brain that activate when you actually put pen to paper rather than click, 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 talking. Now, the Six of Swords is about this woman. She's got a child and she's heading off in a new direction. And again, the theory is that we're going from tumultuous waters to calm waters. Something didn't suffice, or searching for something that will. This may be one wrong that we took up in this self-esteem department, is leaving a situation that was not for our highest good. We may not have done this in the past, is what I'm getting. A lot of these readings are overlapping. Emotion and intellect is out of balance. This is going to create chaos. We are an illusion as to why, or that it could create chaos. On top of that, we get the Ace of Cups. That is about giving love outward. This is where it's going to create the chaos, because we got some inner healing here. We have left a situation that was not for our highest good. Now we are trying to raise our cup, if you will. Now, yeah, and they're going, still being an illusion of what it is that we need to fix here. Fixer upper. The air signs, we got something here to fix, and we're kind of an illusion as to what that is. So we're going to go outward and find love. This is where the chaos is going to hit, because there's something here that needs to be fixed first. Okay. Magic and ritual choice, right? There's choice and a conclusion. Again, something coming from our past life situation. The chakra card, 7 of Wands. Now here, the 7 of Wands is about defensive behavior or defensiveness that is exhibited. Here it is quite almost passive, almost glamorous. She's kind of just standing. She's built up a, like a, what do you call that? Like a gateway that she's guarding. But it's very nonchalant. It's not aggressive. It's not. But it's still being walled off against. This is the sense they're giving me. This is what needs to be fixed, is this defensive stance. Not letting anybody past here, right? Pass go. Do not pass go. This is the problem that's going to create chaos. Okay. 6 of Swords. As we move into a better cycle here, we moved away from something that we figured was not our highest good. What do we get on top of that? Born to create. That's simply giving me a free will energy. We can create whatever we want in a direction that we want to go, and things can open up for us. So that's good and groovy. Chaos, Ace of Cups. Nurture all that you love. True to heart is what they're saying there. There may be some illusions in this way. It's not a direct line into the air sign heart. Nobody gets a direct line. There's just what do you call that? Overstays. You have to. What do you call that when you don't get a direct flight? There's no direct flights to the air sign's heart. Period. There's what do you call that? Overnights. You got to spend an overnight, and you got to shift over here, go to a different airport. This kind of thing. This is all what's going on here. Too much juggling. Yeah, it's not a clear path for a partner to come in willingly, is what they said. This is the chaos. No partner will come in willingly. Okay, ooh, heavy. Conclusion here is that we make a choice here in the way that we are in defense and need and necessity. There is going to be a phase, this is very much with the water sign as well. It's going to be a phase that we may make this choice at this time to do things this way. But things will get worn out and tired when we feel a need to a higher degree for connection with partners or people or what have you. That which we are fending off at this time, there's going to come a time where we're going to want to feel, or we're going to need that energy, and it will not be there for us. Now, you were born to create. What do we get there from geometry? Complex circle. What they're telling me is pinpointing. They're pinpointing all these things. I feel like that goes back to our self-esteem and the scribe. Pinpointing those things in our spiritual world that is going on and that mean or bring about. Because we don't really know. It brings about a high emotion, but why? We don't know why. We need to pinpoint all of those scenarios, visions, feelings, thoughts, desires, whatever. We need to pinpoint those and lay that out. It's like they're showing me like like how they do on the shows. They put all these pictures and they point, in like drama shows are trying to catch a thief or whatever. They put all these arrows going. Okay, they did they did wrong here, and how does it all tie together? This is what they want you to kind of do, that a map of your life spiritually with all of these essence waves that are coming in. They want you to do that so that you can make sense, because when you see it all in front of you, or at least pay attention to it and download it, and by downloading, I mean, we can sit here, I can sit here. Okay, I'm just taking another card out of the deck. The Dark Mysteries. Okay, Dark Mysteries. Yeah, next. But if we don't think, what does that mean? What does that provoke in us? Does it bring about an emotion? Or does it, what do we feel? Like, dive into things deeper. You know, these heady people, we got to get in beyond, past the throat chakra. We got to, they're showing me jackhammer, like, and trying to get through the throat. We can speak, we can do that, but it's all on the surface. We're not getting into our heart zone. This is what the dark mysteries are, all inside the heart. And yeah, we're just flying right over the heart center, and we have no clue. So this is what the basis of this is. Complex circle, pinpoint all of those things that evoke emotion in you, and take note of that, and then, resonate in that a little bit. Where could that come from? What is going on there? Could that be a past life? Is that my past life? If it is, what do I feel about it? Okay? This is what they want you to do. Nurture all that you love. Again, do we even know what love is? Maybe not. Metatron's cube, attracting positive flow. If we find out what we love and what we truly feel love for, this is what will happen. We will attract positive things in our life. We will gain the tools. Again, we have the tools. They're all here. But we have to make the connections of where to put them. Where do we put them, and what do we utilize them for, and where do they go? This kind of thing. This is what's kind of mixed up. Because we have all the tools. They're just sitting in their boxes all around us. And we don't utilize them because we're not in our heart. We have to be in our heart to gain access. At some point we gained it. Okay, move on. Level up, please, ding, ding, ding. But it's like, no, we're not just playing a video game here mindlessly. We want to be mindful and heartful. And this is what they're trying to get us into. Okay. Need and necessity. I feel down the road, we may have some regret here, not tapping into something that we may have had we don't realize, we're not tapping in. On top of that, we get water, alchemy, and intuition. Using our intuition to bring about things. Now, again, magic and ritual is here. Alchemy and intuition, same thing. Making a connection with all that we feel and sense on a level that is not physical. It is spiritual. It is emotional. It is mental, of course. But they want you to connect your mental knowledge with your heart, and also with your intuition. And then what do you come up with? And also with the stuff you find in these little journeys where your mind goes in other directions. And all of these tools that you will learn to discover. Because the sense is that we got this toolbox, so we just never pulled the tool out. Never pulled the tool. We haven't even got rid of that paper that sits in between everything to keep it put, Keep it put. And it's like, no, we haven't even cracked it open. It's like cracking it open, putting a bookmark in there. You haven't even done that yet. So this is what they want. They're wanting you to open the book and start reading and diving into it. Take a good day to think about what we feel, what provokes emotion in us, and what does that mean that it did that. I don't know. I can use little examples, like you watch a scenario of a little duck, and then the compassion between the mother duck and the siblings or whatever. Maybe that brings a tear to your eye. Why? Why am I crying? Why? This is what they want you to uncover that. They want you to go down that road and uncover that. That's what's going on here. Air signs. You and water should team up, because we're just on the same wavelength. Just a little off to the left, and that's it. But, the heart center. The water signs are they're shutting it out altogether. The air signs are just kind of an illusion that they're in their heart when they're actually in their head. and a little bit into their intellectual side. It is in their nature to be an intellect, but at this time, there's so much in their emotional center, they feel like they're in their heart, but they're not. They need to dive deeper. So that's the thing. We're being not tricked, but there's an illusion here that we're in our heart and we're not. Okay. Your Power of Surrender card says surrender stress. Take a few deep breaths and exhale the tension you've built up in your body. Let the stress go as you come back to your center. So if we're stressed about life, and I do get a sense of this, I get the fast pace, right? The air signs, they really thrive in a fast-paced life. They like to be kept busy and going. And this, is, again, they thrive in it. So, if we surrender to the stress that life can create when we're going a little too fast, for me, tone it down a bit, this kind of thing, that may help you out. Planetary card. Sun in Pisces, higher purpose. Align yourself with love and wisdom. Pisces, Aquarius cusp could be applicable here. Now the sun is in Pisces, so that's full-on spirituality and higher purpose. They want you to, align with what? What's that say? Love and wisdom. We got our wisdom down pat, but we just kind of took the compassion right out of it. It's a sense, you just drain that sucker. Throw it. It's, in the wash. How do you translate? Because I am a mixture of this, so I understand this to a high degree. And I'm trying to analyze as I'm doing this. Like, am I in that way? Because I thought of what? So self-analyzation to a high degree would help here. They really want you to dip into your spiritual nature. And even though the air signs can get into their intellect and feel like they're being spiritual, it is not as such. They want you to tap more into your heart center, and therefore, but it is closer. I mean, the emotions are closer to the heart. How do you, because the way they're showing me, somewhat parallel, but we're just not on the right lane. It's like we gotta be over one lane. It's hard to express energetically, but there are some things that are meant to be discovered here. We may discover it in retrospect, meaning looking back on things and wishing we did it different, but that may be how we learn. There are some things they want you to jot down about what you get intuitively, dream-wise, daydream-wise, through clairvoyance, daydream, any of that stuff. Take note of it, especially if it provokes great emotion, and apply it to a scenario where it could be a past life projection that's coming here to help you in your present, because that's really what it's here for. So try and apply it in that manner, and maybe you'll make more headway. And that hopefully will help you work through things. So that is the end of all of the readings here for this month or season, however it helps you. So, announcements. I will be out on the 20th for a live night reading. I will be hitting the 20th of, around from the 20th to the 22nd of every month. I will be doing a live night for free readings for first come, first serve. Whoever can squeeze themselves in at that time. Keep an eye on my communities tab. That's where I will be posting the announcements of when those will be. Also keep an eye on my communities tab for musical accompaniments, which will accompany the videos. Sometimes they can trigger you on a deeper level, maybe even the heart, air signs, to tap into something that may trigger something else. I'm highly guided to work with them to pick the music that will affect you in that way, meaning get you to a place where you can understand or remember things that will help you gain more insight into why things are happening, or dot connect for you or whatnot. So take a look at that. And again, I'm on TikTok, and there are some decent energy drops going in there. So I'm spitting. The energy draws is just one a card a day, and I do a channeled message and a book by the book message. And between those two, you should get a good overview of your day. And at the end of the week, I sum up the cards and I give you a love and romance read for the weekend vibes. That's somewhere in the Friday setting. Fridays are bad for me to like put stuff in there, but I'm making a commitment to do that, so I said I would. So it's just going to be any time. It could be from midnight to like, 9 in the morning till midnight. I don't know. So yeah, there's that. So take care, guys, over the season. Have fun. Be kind. These readings are very heavy spiritually. My next set will be in the love and romance area. So take care, have fun, be kind, and we will talk to you soon.